The ego will mimic the intuition. This fact we know. And the more we believe the ego over the intuition, the more our lives begin to just become messes as we don't trust people and stuff like this. And it's okay, it's part of the journey, it seems to be necessary, at least it was for me. But I'm going to talk about the 4 signs that I've noticed in my life that it's not your intuition talking and that in fact it's your ego. The first sign that I began to realise in my life that the ego was trying to mimic the intuition was negative feeling. For example, the intuition never comes with a negative feeling. We might feel negative feelings afterwards as the ego tries to skirmish its way out. Skirmish, right word? Probably not. Let's use it. You understand what I mean. Try to scurry its way out of doing the thing that the intuition has said through fear. But that's the ego, isn't it? Trying to protect us afterwards. The intuition's just the one bringing that idea. It will never bring negative emotion. That's why they always say follow the feeling, because there's a difference, isn't there, between feeling and feelings. And the second sign that it's not your intuition speaking, at least this is from my personal experience, is that it's speaking from feelings. So what do I mean about the difference between feeling and feelings? Well, feelings are emotions, aren't they? They're transitory, they don't last long, they spend a moment here and then they go, so long as the ego doesn't grab hold of them. These are feelings, emotions. Alright, we're labelling things here because we have to, you know? This is just a way to try and describe things, and of course hopefully this will filter through you and you can use it in your life beyond the concept, beyond the ideas of it, and put it into action and feel your way through it. And that's the difference, isn't it? Feelings are emotions, and feeling is that ever-present feeling of who we are. It's what we call in yoga dynamic stillness, what the great sages have called beingness. And if you wish to, if you aren't connected to that and find it difficult to connect, you're more than welcome to sign up for the free breathing practice. It will teach you all about dynamic stillness. It's down below, and it will also help you enter that state of being. Know that it's something we have to enter, really, because we always are that stillness, that feeling of stillness. It's ever present, but sometimes we have to decondition our mind a bit to uncover that which we always have been. Of course, there's a free community down below as well, should you wish to sign up. It's absolutely free and there's some really great people in there. And there's the one-to-one coaching that it's free to apply for. The coaching isn't free, but the application form's down below. Finally, we have the living yoga method taught to me by my teacher, Steve Harrison, and you can access that down below too. Back to the video. There's a difference between feeling and feelings. Feeling is ever present, it's dynamic stillness, it's beingness, it's awareness, it's presence, it's being. Whereas feelings are emotions and they arise in the feeling of who we are. And these feelings are our indicators, if this is what's happening, that it's not coming from the intuition and it's actually coming from ego. Feelings like anger, like sadness, like whatever it is inside of you, this is ego, not intuition. 3, it feels, the 4th sign that it's not your intuition is that it feels heavy or tight. The ego will say you're being lied to, or something like that, won't it? And if that feels tight inside of ourselves, then it's not the intuition. At least that's what I found from my journey. It's the ego. Well, why is it doing it? Well, again, the ego's modus operandi is to, the reason it's there is to protect us, isn't it? And if we've been lied to in the past, or we have been a liar in ourselves, then of course the ego's going to try and protect us from the damage that might cause, e.g. being lied to, e.g. being betrayed, and things like this. And so when it comes with a negative emotion, like fear of betrayal or fear of loss or whatever, then it's definitely the ego and not the intuition. The intuition always, always, always feels light and breezy, if anything at all. And this is how we begin deciphering. If it comes from neutrality or a wonderful feeling of, oh yeah, then it's definitely the intuition. But if it comes from negativity, it's definitely not. And that's what we mean by intuit. To intuit is to feel, isn't it? It's to feel into things. And of course, if things feel good, they're right for us. And if things don't feel good, then they're not right for us. Of course, they be careful with that, because it must feel right for us and be right for others too. We can't hurt people, otherwise that's not intuition, because then it's come from negativity, isn't it? Finally, and this one's a bit obvious, but I say it anyway, because why not, you know? The fourth sign it's not your intuition is that you get hurt because of the action you've taken. So what if you like a girl, right? And the mind, ego, is constantly telling you to get with her or to express your feelings for her, when in fact the emotions inside of you are quite tight and like, I don't know, I'm scared kind of thing. But we do it anyway. Well, then we get hurt, don't we? It's the consistent ego mind telling us, no, she loves you, or whatever it is, that makes us believe that she's right for us, when our feeling says, no, this isn't right for you right now, and we always know. And so when we put ourselves out there, and of course we got to show ourselves huge compassion, when we put ourselves out like that, then we're going to get shot down. That's the way of things. The way to protect ourselves against that is to not follow our feelings, but to follow that feeling. At least that's my experience of it, and that's the distinction I make between feelings and feeling. Follow the feeling. The feeling is light, and it will guide you always. But feelings, they're not light, and they're not consistent, and therefore how can they guide you? Well, they can, but they'll guide you to pain usually, and that's my experience of it. So that's the fourth sign, is that you get hurt because you didn't listen to the light feeling of the intuition. I hope this video helps. Sometimes we expect the intuition to always be there, isn't it? And sometimes it isn't. And that's a good sign for us to not act in that moment. If we try and push things and force them, it's ego, and then we do get hurt. I love you all. I wish you a great day, and namaste.